As the world is moving forward to use variants of technologies, so has automation improved its ways to make our life easier. Though the word automation was coined in the 1950s, it has recently started gaining popularity. So hi all, this is Sahiti on behalf of Edureka, and I welcome you to this session on RPA in 2020. In this session, guys, we'll focus on the future trends of robotic process automation. So without any further ado, let's take a look at the topics for today's session. So the topics for today's session are, as you can see on my screen. We'll start with the history of automation and then we'll understand what is robotic process automation. After that, we'll look into the RPA stats and then I'll talk about RPA in 2020. Finally, once you understand the trends of RPA in 2020, we'll look into job trends, skills required, and also the salary trends. So without any further ado, let's get started with the session. But before that, I would like to request all of you to subscribe to our Edureka YouTube channel to get daily notified on the top trending technologies. Also, if you're looking for an online training certification in RPA, then refer to the links in the description box below. On that note, let's start with the first topic for today's session, that is history of automation. Well, as all of us know that automation was coined in the 1950s, the forefathers of automation are the screen scraping technology and the automation and management tools. Talking about the screen scraping technology first, the screen scraping technology was, I would say, the start of automation. This technology emerged in the beginning days of the internet, which helped the users to extract the data from the web technologies. While there were benefits of the screen scraping, yet it was completely dependent on the software's compatibility with the systems present in that particular generation. This limitation resulted in the loss of businesses since it was quite tough for a mediocre level businesses users to understand the software dependencies. So this is where basically the second technology came into the picture, that is the automation and management tools. Well, this tech, I would say, emerged in the 1920s but only gained popularity in the early 1990s during the emergence of manufacturing industry. So as the name suggests, this software provided assistance in capturing the customer information, processing invoices, getting the list of items ordered, and so on. With the workflow of automation and management tools, the manual workforce was definitely reduced to perform the data entry jobs, but it could not be used in all kinds of software for large-scale automation. Well, to avoid the disadvantages of the screen scraping technologies and the automation and management tools, emerged the robotic process automation. So, on that note, let's understand what is robotic process automation. Well, if I have to define robotic process automation for you, then I would say the process of automating the workflows with the help of robots or softwares to reduce the involvement of humans in simple language is robotic process automation. Now over here, if you observe, you have three terms to understand, that is robotic, process, and automation. So talking about robotics first, so robotics are any entities which mimic human actions. So any kind of entities which mimic human actions are known as robots. Coming to process, so for any entity to mimic human action, that particular entity has to follow a sequence of steps, right? So these sequence of steps are nothing but a process. Now this could be a process for a simple to a complex task. Finally, coming to automation, automation, as the name suggests, is any process which is done by a robot and without any human intervention. So if we summarize all these three terms together, then mimicking human actions to perform a sequence of steps that lead to a meaningful activity without any human intervention can be termed as robotic process automation. So it's really simple to understand, guys. It's just that, any softwares or tools which make your life easy and which reduce the manual labor in a large scale industry or in a small scale industry, and that work can be done with a much better efficiency and the speed, is nothing but robotic process automation. Now, when I say robots, I do not mean actual physical robots performing your tasks in a factory. What I mean by robots is that, these are few tools that you can use, or these are few softwares that you can use to deploy bots on various platforms and collaborate with your businesses. So these are not actual robots, guys, but I would say these are few tools or softwares through which you can deploy bots and collaborate with your platforms. Well, that was about robotic process automation, guys. Now, if you ask me the benefits for robotic process automation, then according to Forrester's report, RPA has improved the employee efficiency by 36%. It has also reduced the manual errors by 33% and has enhanced the capacity for high volume transactions by 35%. Isn't that a great number, guys? If you look at it at a broader view, you will observe that, if you're improving the employee efficiency by 36%, then that particular efficiency can be used in a much better way by all the organizations to improve their businesses. Not only this, but I would say that, with the adoption of RPA in today's market, there's a lot of time saved per month for each and every employee. According to the Forester's report, again, more than 100 hours are saved per month for employees for around 49%. 50 to 99 hours are saved around for 23% of the crowd. Apart from this, 20 to 49 hours are again saved for 23% of the crowd, and less than 20 hours are saved for the 4% of the crowd. So if you look at a larger scale, guys, saving more than 100 hours for around 49% of the crowd is a very big number. Looking at such stats, I'm sure everybody would want to adopt RPA in each of our companies, right? You can adopt RPA either to do your personal tasks, or even you can go forward and adopt RPA to a large scale industry. But to adopt RPA, you need RPA tools. So remember when I was talking about RPA, I told that, entities which mimic human actions are known as robots. But what I meant by that was that, you do not have any physical robots working in a factory to deploy your actions. Instead, you have to use RPA tools to deploy a few bots so that they collaborate with your platforms and then they do the task for you. So guys, these platforms are nothing but RPA tools. So the top RPA tools in today's market are UiPath, Automation Anywhere, and Blue Prism. So talking about UiPath first, UiPath has been named a leader with the highest possible scores in strategy and market presence by the Forrester Wave. Not only this, but UiPath ranks 1 in the fastest growing company in North America according to Deloitte's 2019 Technology Fast 500. So UiPath is one of the growing platforms in today's market, guys. They have both the community edition and the enterprise edition to help all kinds of users use the RPA platform and automate various kinds of tasks. So if you start using UiPath, you'll understand that you do not need any programming knowledge to start your career in RPA. All you need to understand is how your process will be automated and how you can design the task step by step. And according to that, you have to create your design workflows in UiPath. Looking at how easily you can perform tasks in UiPath, multinational companies like Airbus, NASA, Autodesk, DHL, HP, and Fujifilm use UiPath in the day-to-day tasks to automate different kinds of tasks. Well, guys, that was about UiPath. Now moving on to Automation Anywhere. I would say Automation Anywhere is also another tool which is very popular in this RPA's industry. They hold an award from Ovum, which has named them the leader in Decision Matrix RPA platforms 2018 and 19. They're also one of the global leaders in RPA and are the pioneers of digital workforce. Not only this, but they have more than 3,500 customer entities with more than 159,000 active community. Apart from that, they have around 1.7 million bots deployed with 16 years plus years of automation in 90 plus countries, out of which they have around 1,000 plus global partners. Again, guys, in Automation Anywhere, it's very easy to use. You just have to drag and drop few commands into the main pane of Automation Anywhere. And once you drag and drop the tasks into your workspace, you just have to define the variables, or I would say you just have to define what has to be done, and automatically it will start setting up a workflow. So it's very easy to design tasks in Automation Anywhere also, guys. So companies such as Infosys, Cognizant, PwC, Wipro, EY, and IBM are using Automation Anywhere into day-to-day tasks. Well, that was about Automation Anywhere, guys. Now moving forward with the third most popular tool, that is Blue Prism. Well, I would say Blue Prism is one of the key market leaders in enterprise automation. Gartner has named Blue Prism a Magic Quadrant leader in the year of 2019, and companies such as Jaguar, Heineken, Royal Bank, Land Rover, Sensation, and IHG are using Blue Prism to automate their tasks again. Now, the most common thing in all the three tools is that you do not need any programming knowledge in either of the tools. What you need is a basic understanding of logic. So I would say if you have an understanding of how things work and how you can segregate tasks which have to be automated and understand which tasks can be automated and which cannot, I'm sure you can definitely go forward with any of these tools to start learning how does RPA work and upskill yourself. So on that note, let me tell you what will happen in 2020 with regard to robotic process automation. Now, the most popular trend that we're going to see is the increase in the adoption of RPA in today's market. And it will be multiplied in the next 2 years, and 92% of the European companies will deploy RPA by the year 2020. So according to me, I see almost every company, either it be a small company or maybe a hypergrowth enterprise company, all of them are going to adopt RPA in any or the other manner, and they will require professionals who understand RPA. So the demand for RPA is definitely going to increase, guys. And also, if you ask me, the amount spent on RPA is also going to increase by 2022 in the field of robotic process automation. Well, that was about the adoption of RPA in today's market. Now let's move forward with the next trend that I would see is RPA going in hand with artificial intelligence. Now both robotic process automation and artificial intelligence are quite big terms in each of their fields. But if you combine them together, then obviously this is going to make an impact in today's working industries. Many companies have already started using some AI technologies in their RPA processes, and I would say around 34% are already using it. Apart from that, 33% are plotting to use and around 24% are planning to use. Finally, around 7% have no plan to use in today's market. But yes, I'm hoping on that, even from those 7% also, people will start using RPA with AI. So as we just saw that, many people are already using RPA and few of them are planning and plotting to use RPA. The most commonly used AI technologies with RPA are the optical character recognition, the text analytics, and the desktop analytics. Also, industries are focusing on the customer support by using the natural language processing to analyze the customer inquiries and communicate the information back to the RPA to inform about the executions. So if you see, guys, AI and RPA are already going in hand together, and also all these RPA tools which are building up the platforms to enable robotic process automation are updating their products on a daily basis so that they keep themselves updated with the upcoming trends in RPA. Well, that was about RPA and AI, guys. Now moving on to the third most trend that I see is RPA and cloud. Now, cloud, as all of us understand, is basically that, we put our services on something else, right? We do not have anything on premises. Now, that's what is happening with RPA also. RPA is trying to collaborate with cloud. So when I say collaborate with cloud, what I mean by that is that all the tools are trying to provide all its services through cloud platforms. Recently, Blue Prism has launched a product known as Blue Prism Cloud, which is a fully integrated SaaS-delivered intelligent automation platform which provides enterprises with the access to a pool of intelligent digital workers straight from the cloud with a pre-integrated AI skills. Isn't that great, guys? That's a wonderful concept to come up with. Not only this, but Automation Anywhere has also launched a platform known as the Automation Anywhere 2019, which is again a cloud platform. So basically their control room, their enterprise, their editions, their workspace, everything has been moved towards the cloud. So you do not have to work on premise, you'll be basically working on cloud, and it is instantly available and infinitely scalable cloud native platform designed for the frictionless adoption in today's market. So guys, if you observe, these are few trends in today's market that, the adoption of RPA is going to increase in 2020. RPA is going to go hand in hand with AI, and also RPA is going to collaborate with cloud. Apart from that also, if you ask me, then I would say the number of jobs in RPA are also going to increase. Also, RPA is going to be the GitHub repository, or I would say the main repository where all the automation is going to take place. So you can just understand RPA like YouTube. So as YouTube is a central place for all the videos and it's one of the most popular platform, similarly, it will be the case with RPA where it will become a central repository for all automation. Apart from this, I also see RPA coming up with various other factors, or I would say various other functionalities to provide disaster recovery, organization challenges, data privacy, security concerns, bot management, and so on. So guys, these are a few trends about RPA 2020. Now I hope that you've understood what is robotic process automation and then what are the future trends that you can hope in 2020, which I'm sure has made you interested in what kind of career that you can make in RPA. Now since I spoke so much about robotic process automation and what are its trends in 2020, I'm sure it has gained your interest in what kind of career that you can make in RPA. Well, to start with the career in RPA, let me tell you that you will become an RPA developer. So when I say RPA developer, it could have many roles. So I'm just combining all these roles into a single job profile, or I would say into a single profile of RPA, that is the RPA developer. Now, as and when you go into the depth of this profile, you may have various other sub-profiles like, the process engineer, the senior consultant, the designer, the IT automation architect, and so on. So we will just talk in broader terms so that you understand what are the job trends, what are the skills required, and what is the expected salary. So before I move forward and talk about the career path of RPA developer, let me tell you who is an RPA developer. Well, RPA developers are sophisticated designers of automation tasks with hands-on experience in the top RPA tools of today's market. The RPA developers work for enterprises and are responsible for solving and designing the automation based on the need. Now, once the automation is designed and is rolled into the production, an RPA developer also needs to make sure that the designed automation is achieving the desired results. So we can conclude that the RPA developer can be anyone who has knowledge about robotic process automation and is inquisitive to automate tasks using various tools. So now that you know who is an RPA developer, guys, let's look into the job trends of an RPA developer. So starting with the job trends of an RPA developer, well, as you can see on my screen, job trends of the RPA developer are expected to grow by 15% this year, right? So guys, that's a great number to start. So if you're someone who is a fresher, or maybe if you're someone who wants to switch your career towards RPA, then just start automating tasks in various tools, and I'm sure you'll land a perfect job for your career. So now that you know the job trends of RPA is continuously increasing, let me talk a little bit about the skills required to become an RPA developer. Well, the skills required to become an RPA developer are, as you can see on my screen. First of all, you need hands-on experience in the top RPA tools. So the top RPA tools, as I discussed now, are presently UiPath, Blue Prism, and Automation Anywhere. So I would suggest go for any specific tool and get a good hands-on experience on automating tasks in any of the tools. Or you can also go for multiple tools. After that, you need strong problem solving and analytical skills. Well, this is required to understand the process workflow of automation. After that, you need good communication skills to collaborate with your team partners, and then you need good knowledge of the different stages of RPA lifecycle. Well, now for this particular session, I'm not going to go into the depth of the stages of RPA lifecycle. If you want to know the different stages of RPA lifecycle, then you can refer to my session on RPA lifecycle. After that, you need a little bit exposure to SQL databases. Now, this is because, whatever automation that you perform, data will be stored somewhere or the other, right? So when you have to collaborate your business platform with any other RPA tool, you need a basic understanding of how the data is getting transferred from one platform to the other platform. And also you have to understand what is happening, what is getting automated, and what can be done better. So that's why I'd say that, you need a little bit understanding of the databases. After that, you have to know how to design technical specification documentations for RPA projects so that everything related to your project is put in a specific documentation and all the teams can follow that. After that, you need experience in analysis, design, and implementation of the process that you've designed. And you do not require any much coding skills for RPA. But I would say if you're someone who has an understanding about .NET, C#, and web scripting, then that will give you a plus point over the other crowd. As because, you will understand what's happening in the background also. So when I say what's happening in the background, what I mean by that is that, when you design a flowchart in any of the tools, all these tools are based on these programming languages. So even if you have to debug any automation task, it will be very easy for you to understand where is the problem if you understand the background. So that's the reason you'll have a plus point when you have proficient coding skills in .NET, C#, and web scripting. Apart from that, if you have a basic understanding of the Lean Six Sigma process methodologies, then obviously that will give you again a plus point over the other ground in the management authorities. And finally, certifications such as ITIL, TOGAF, COBIT, PMP, and PRINCE2 will help you gain high positions in this particular field because, to get these certifications, there are a few prerequisites which you need to qualify for. Well, if you have any of them, then that will definitely add a plus point to your career. So guys, these were the skills that you require to become an RPA developer. So now that I've told you, the job trends of an RPA developer, the skills required to become an RPA developer, let me take you through the salary trend of RPA developers. Well, the salary trend of RPA developers in India is as you can see on my screen. For an entry-level RPA developer, you'll earn around 2 lakhs per annum to 5 lakhs per annum. And for an experienced level RPA developer, you'll earn around 7 lakhs per annum to 12 lakhs per annum. Similarly, if you consider the salaries of RPA developer in United States, then an entry-level RPA developer will get around $63,000 to $92,000, and an experienced RPA developer will get around $96,000 to $1,42,000. So that's a big number, guys. So if you ask me if it's the right time to become an RPA developer, then I would say yes, you should definitely go and build your career in RPA and understand the various tools present in today's market. Now that is because, RPA developers are basically those sophisticated designers of automation tasks with hands-on experience in the top RPA tools of today's market. So these RPA developers are working for enterprises and are responsible for problem solving and designing the automation based on the need. Now, once the automation is designed and rolled into the production, an RPA developer also needs to make sure that the designed automation is achieving the desired results. So we can conclude that RPA developer can be anyone who has knowledge about the robotic process automation and is inquisitive to automate tasks using various tools. So guys, with that, we come to an end to today's session. I hope you found this session informative. So if you have any further queries related to the session, please comment down in the comment section below. Until then, that's all from my side today. Thank you and happy learning.
I hope you have enjoyed listening to this video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries, and we will reply them at the earliest. Do look out for more videos in our playlist and subscribe to Edureka channel to learn more. Happy learning!